if you're a guy who's trying to have, multiple things with multiple different women, and I've seen it with my own eyes, you're
Yeah.
going to be attracting.
We have no great war, no great depression. Our great war is a spiritual war.
I'm curious what your thoughts are on this whole 1% man movement of like 1% men earn the right to multiple women type idea. Because
Mm,
obviously, I mean, I would categorize you as a 1% guy. And
thank you.
I mean, I don't know if you want to disclose your status, but I would presume that you are a guy who is looking for a relationship with that is a sexually exclusive relationship. I have no doubt that if you wanted, you could have multiple girlfriends. You know,
Mm,
um,
yeah.
so what is your thoughts on that? And I guess I mean we'll go in. There's a whole nother line of philosophy and religion that we can explore. But what are your first thoughts on that current mindset?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm seeing someone now, so exclusively, and have been for a while. Just to contextualize that, and within that, I've learned so much about myself, about previous relationships, about my family history, which has resulted in um, let's say a lack of trust in women in general, which means I was kind of using the attention of multiple women to previously this is to validate my fear of being left by the woman figure in my life, right? So that power dynamic is flipped where I felt best when I was harvesting the energy of multiple girls. And what that's that led to heartache, and that led to just my mind being messed up, and that nobody wins in that situation. Yeah, historically there were kings that had multiple wives and all the rest of it, but do you really think that the relationship between the king and all of his wives was um, you know as deep as it could have been? No, it's literally impossible. Is you have a lot of friends, then you're going to have fewer best friends because it's the weekend and you're going to hang out with someone. Oh, I'm going to hang out with Jimmy instead of fucking Ted or whatever. Then your relationship with Ted is going to just naturally not going to have the same ability to get close and spend time to each other. That's going to happen if you decide to go down the multiple women path. And a lot of guys are using it as a because they're scared of being vulnerable with one person and getting deep with one person. And that was me for sure. Um, I don't want to tell anyone what to do, but for me, for what I want, a healthy family, I want to show my kids what's possible. I want to have stability in my own life so that I can expand my entrepreneurial goals as much as possible. Then that is the choice that I make, to have the one girl who's beside me and, you know, supports me. And that's what I want. But there's definitely a movement of um, guys out there that it is possible. But again, it's like, are you really going to make that work for your whole life? Or is it just this band-aid cover up for needing the validation from multiple people? You have to decide that yourself.
Mm.
What do you
So
think?
yeah, I mean, to contextualize, I'm also in a relationship. I met the girl that I'm with right now last November, so roughly a year. No, yeah, 8, 9, 10 months. Um, and I mean, it's beautiful, man. Like I've been in a pretty terrible relationship before, so
Yep.
I know what that's like. I know what the whole um, sort of codependent narcissist relationship looks like, and it's not fun at all. It's terrible.
Yep.
um, I also know what the hookup culture lifestyle is like, and the kind of stringing multiple women along while simultaneously I mean, the thing is, like, as exactly as you said, if you're a guy who's trying to have multiple things with multiple different women, and I've seen it with my own eyes, you're
Yeah.
gonna be attracting girls that are stringing along multiple guys. I mean, there's a girl I know, who I do respect her, and I think she's a good person. But she was telling me, this was in Europe over the summer. She was telling me, like, she's talking to like 5 guys simultaneously, and she's a beautiful girl, and she's actually like, she's very intelligent. She's like talking to kind of stringing along 5 guys simultaneously.
Yeah.
And I know that, and a lot of them, most of them are celebrities. And it's just
Yeah.
like, what are we doing here? Like, what is this game?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's the thing to me that I think is actionable advice that I would pass along on this note is it was completely out of fear, my decision prior to want to have, multiple relationships. And it was something that I definitely like defined. Like I wrote it down. I was like, I want to have, this is like the lifestyle that I want to live. I want to have like casual sexual relationships. And it was out of fear that I wouldn't be able to have one strong relationship. So I just had a bunch that were basically empty.
Yep.
Right. Because then if they're all empty, you at least get the sex, but then you can't get hurt. So
exactly.
So I did that. So I actually made a conscious decision. And it was weird. It was kind of a scary decision to make roughly around actually October last year. I went to a couple weddings. Two of my really good friends got married quite young, 24 and 24. Yeah. And I went to the weddings and I just kind of saw it and I was like, wow, this is simple and peaceful. And, I mean, I know that a lot of marriages end in divorce and we could talk about that as well, but I just kind of made the decision. I was like, I'm ready to meet someone that I can commit to. And I just told myself that. And like very shortly after I just made that mental decision, I ended up meeting Chloe, and she's just incredible. And she's incredible in ways that previously I just wouldn't have cared about at all. Like, and even some of my friends that or just people I've kind of talked to that are sort of still in the hookup mindset, they look at it so two-dimensionally. They look at a relationship with a girl so two-dimensionally. It's like, is she hot? Does she like do what you want? And that's it. And there's just like, it's so lacking things from their perspective. And I understand, because I was certainly in that mindset as well. But I do feel like it is, and I don't want to pretend, I'm only 25. I don't want to pretend that I've like figured it out. And again, a lot of relationships end up ending, but I think it is a mature step to say, what I'm looking for is a strong union with another strong female, and have that like masculine feminine dynamic that like makes you powerful together. And it's been really nice.
So you got to think about it in several ways. It's like, would you want your daughter to emulate the person that you are dating? And if your only metrics to have a relationship is she hot and does she let me, does she do whatever I want, then your daughter's going to learn that. And when it's your daughter, a hypothetical daughter, would you want her to just do whatever men told her to? No. You'd want her to be independent, strong, and those are like mean buzzwords a little bit, like strong women, fucking feminism, whatever. But it's true, like in the strong feminine sense that she's powerful and secure in herself, then that's what I want for my children. And that's what I want them to be, safe and secure in their relationships. And if you want that, then you have to show them how to do that with your wife. And there's only so much of beating around the bush and these casual flings that you can do, which, all you have to do is extrapolate how it feels after having a casual hookup. And you're like, just want them to leave and, not feeling good about yourself. It's like, okay, do I want that on repeat? And it's kind of existing in the lower sexual chakra. And that's like, like I said, the lower stages of the chakra, and it's not allowing that energy to flow through up to, all the others. And that in turn lowers your general life energy, which affects your creative capacity to do great things in this life. When you control your sexual urges and you're not just, either masturbating is the most base level, but casual sex is masturbation with someone else in a way, using their body to masturbate. And if you do that over and over again, then you're just exploiting yourself at this lower sexual energy level and not going to be able to really elevate yourself in any meaningful way. And so that's another effect of hookup culture, is like these guys that, you know, have made the decision to just keep on, you know, sleeping with girls and whatever. They're actually being played themselves, is they're not really opening themselves up to the full capacity of their power within, and it's just a distraction. And you're never able, like, if you think about it this way, if you're going up a hill and then you stop, you know, a kilometer up the mountain, and then just go back to the bottom. That's like starting up a new relationship with a new girl, getting to know each other, and then being like, oh, okay, I'm done. I'm afraid of this commitment, or they're not exactly what I'm looking for, because I am envisioning this state of complete perfection where everything is going to be right. And that's not real. That was another thing that I struggled with, is like, okay, I had this fear-based mentality around commitment, that if a girl wasn't absolutely perfect in every single way, then she's not good enough for me. And that was a way of rejecting them before they could reject me. And of course, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not the perfect guy. But if I can say, I'm not going to commit to anyone unless they literally tick every single box in my book, then it's all good. And I'm just going to stay single. And of course, you'll literally never find someone like that. And do you want that either? Not having kids? No. Like, everyone that I've spoken to that have had kids said that, you know, my life changed when I had kids. And some would argue that that's a biological basis, and that your body wants you to take care of your genes. And that is true to a point, but it's also like you're living for something other than yourself. You have more responsibility. You know, a man's income goes up when he gets a wife, statistically, on average, and then goes even, you know, higher when he has the kids. And of course, you have to support other people at that point and take that masculine responsibility. But there is, you know, something to be said for the spiritual energy that you unlock from God when you are saying in your life, okay, I'm going to dedicate to this person, and I'm going to be the rock that they, you know, attach to and are supported by. And in doing so, in making that promise, you know, through marriage, through commitment and having a child together, is the real marriage, other than, you know, the ceremony that you have in front of government or whatever. That unlocks a certain level of like, okay, this guy's serious, and he's going to be, you know, giving more of it as energy to other organisms and helping other people. So I will in turn afford him more energy. And I've heard that from many different people.
That's very interesting. I've actually never heard that take. That's super cool. Hope you're enjoying this channel and these videos. If you like them, you can subscribe right here. There's a whole playlist about how to build a social circle from scratch right here with really high quality content. And then right here, you can learn about how I help men in Tribe Accelerator build a circle from scratch of high value men and women.